So, have you ever noticed this? Have you ever woken up inside a dream only to realize you were still dreaming? And you wake up with a shock, like landing in another place. Believe that is reality. And then suddenly you wake up again. And only after multiple layers of waking up, you finally return to the physical body. So, what if this was not just a dream? What if you are traveling through different dimensions with your different bodies? Yo, guys, how are you all? Hope you are doing good. So, today's topic is sleep. So, when we say sleep, it's not just lying down like a log and closing your eyes. Sleep is not a small thing. There is a lot of science behind it, especially esoteric science. Just think about it. A person works from morning, does so many things throughout the day, and by night, when they reach the bed, naturally their physical body may feel tired. That physical body needs rest, so they lie down and sleep. But when they are sleeping, only the physical body actually needs rest. We have many other bodies. We have a soul or jivatma. There are many other aspects of us beyond just this physical body. So first, you need clarity. You need clarity about this. So I have spoken about this many times in my videos. So if you have the mindset to listen, I will explain it again. The reason is these deep esoteric teachings are usually better given as a course. Because attention span of an average person today when they watch something is something like 3 seconds. And in these 3 seconds, honestly, I can't do magic or dance or something like that. So making these kind of topics extremely catchy, like spiked and instantly interesting is actually a little bit difficult. But to understand the esoteric teachings like this, first the listener needs some calmness. The person listening should be receptive. They need to allow it to be conducted through them. Only then these deeper teachings enter inside you. So I know the audience for this kind of content is very small, but that's okay. Even if a few people can receive it, even if it is just 20 people, that's enough. If I can give that transformation to those people, I consider that itself as a big thing. So let's come to the topic. We have many bodies. For example, in this physical reality, if I want to pick up something, do anything in the physical world, I need a physical body. In the same way, we have other bodies too. Just like you need a physical body to function in the physical world, you need an astral body to function in the astral world. And you need a mental body to function in the mental world. So in esoteric teachings, we are not just this one physical body. We are a layered being. We have a physical body, we have an emotional body which is astral body, and we have a mental body and other higher bodies beyond ordinary perceptions. So each body is like a vehicle for a different world. And you need to understand that there are 7 bodies. And these 7 bodies are for traveling through 7 different worlds. This is an esoteric subject, okay? To explain it simply, your astral body is your emotional body. All your emotions are stored in that body. Your mental body is connected to your mind. The things we use in our daily life, your creative thinking, your abstract thinking, your informations, knowledge, all the memories, all these are connected to your mental body. So there are different worlds related to these bodies. So if you want to travel fully in the mental world, you need to go through the mental body itself. If you want to travel through the astral world, you need an astral body. To understand what these bodies are and what these things actually mean, first we need to know or experience that something exists beyond our physical dimension. Until you experience this energy, spirituality will remain a theory. The moment you sense energy directly, everything changes. What sounded like imagination suddenly becomes experiences. That's why I always say spirituality is not something to blindly believe. It is something to experience. And the simplest method to experience that is to learn pranic healing. Through pranic healing, in just 2 days, even on the first day itself, you will be able to sense your etheric body, your energy body. You will be able to feel it, you will be able to sense it. You will also be able to sense your chakras, your aura. Only when that happens, you will get an experience of the things we are talking about. Otherwise, it will feel like you are simply listening to a story, because spirituality is something you must experience. So we can raise a question. So when does a human being leave their physical body and move to astral body? Mainly, it happens in two situations. The first one is death. When a person dies, they directly move into the astral world, because what we call death here is only a physical phenomena. Only one death happens here, the death of the physical body. According to the esoteric teachings, physical death is not the end of the journey. It is only the death of your physical body. And after that, consciousness continues to the astral level, and then through the mental level. Only after these deeper layers complete, the process is actually done. One full incarnation cycle comes to completion. So death is not one single event. It is a gradual withdrawal of consciousness from different layers of existence. Only after all that, one reincarnate cycle or one birth is completed. Now don't confuse hearing all this suddenly. Just try to understand the basic idea. The second situation is when we sleep. Something similar happens. When you lie down on your bed and you go to sleep, you are moving into the astral world. You may have heard of astral travel and all. In that astral world, you travel using your astral body. You are not always just watching a dream like a movie. Sometimes you are inside it. You are speaking, you are moving, you are walking, you are reacting emotionally, you are afraid, you are happy, you are confused. All these things are happening. This means something in you is actively participating in that world. All of that is happening through your astral body in the astral world. But we don't usually get 100% clarity about what exactly happened there. The reason is connected to our brain. When I say brain, there is something called the etheric brain. We have a physical brain and we have an etheric part of that physical brain. This is part of the energy body. Usually the energy body and the physical body are taken together as one. And that's why I didn't explain the division in the beginning. When this etheric brain becomes stronger, especially through meditation and similar practices, you will start understanding your dreams more clearly. You will have that memory, because your etheric brain is powerful. So when you do practices like Kundalini meditation and all, your etheric brain becomes even more powerful. So at that stage, you will be able to remember your dreams so clearly. You will know what you saw, what you spoke, and what exactly happened there. So what I was saying is this: either when death happens, we enter the astral world, or when we sleep, we enter the astral world with our astral body. But have you ever noticed something? Sometimes inside sleep, we may be sleeping again. Then suddenly, we wake up with a shock and reach another place. At that moment, we think, okay, this is the reality. This is the physical reality. Then again, we wake up with a shock and reach another place. And only after waking up again like that, we finally come back to the physical body. Have you ever had experience like that? This means you are traveling through different worlds with your different bodies. Because as I said, when your physical body is sleeping, what happens? Your consciousness or your soul directly moves into the astral body. If you fall asleep in the astral body, then you move into the mental body. And if you fall asleep in the mental body, then you move into the body beyond, that which is the intuitional body. And from there, the game is on a completely different level. So what happens at the time of death? First, the physical body dies. First we are in the physical body, then the physical body dies. After that, we move into emotional body or astral body. Now if you have lot of desires, a lot of carvings, violence, heavy feelings and emotions, your astral body will be so much contaminated. With that kind of contamination, you cannot move into higher worlds. It has to be washed out. And this washing out process depends on what all you have done and carried inside you. Sometimes a few days may be enough. Sometimes it may go for thousands of years. That point is what in the religion we call as hell. After that, you move into mental body. That is a little more like heavenly level. So each stage works like this. Once the physical body is destroyed, we move into astral body. Once the astral body is dissolved, we move into mental body. So even at that stage, evolution is happening. Now let's look at the first thing. Why do we sleep? As I said earlier, your physical body may be working from morning to night. It needs rest. The physical body needs rest. So if your consciousness or your soul can smoothly and properly move into the astral body, then your physical body can receive deep rest. When you do that, your physical body will be able to focus more on repairing itself and making its other functions work properly. If you sleep with hatred, fear, jealousy, anger, or violent emotions, you are not just carrying through into bed. You are carrying the vibration into the astral world. And in the astral world, like attracts like. A disturbed emotional state can pull you into disturbed astral zones. That is why nightmares are not always random. Sometimes they are energetic reflection of what we carry deep inside. That's why our ancestors or grandparents says like pray before you sleep. In modern teachings, they say practice gratitude before going to bed. Psychology says like calm your nervous system before going to sleep. And in esoteric science, we say purify your emotional body before entering the astral world. Different languages, same truth. And another important thing you need to notice is before going to sleep, don't lie down complaining. Oh, I don't have this, I don't have that, he's blaming me, he's this, that. Don't sleep in an ungrateful state. You need to be careful with that. Because when you sleep like that, you are putting yourself in danger. Do you know why? Because this process called sleep can either become a highly spiritual process for you, or it can become something that gives you a very difficult experience. So before going to bed, there are some basic self-discipline you need to follow. Like calm your mind, wash out the heaviness, bring in the good thoughts, the good feelings, the positive inner state. There should be a proper self-preparation before going to bed. When you prepare yourself like that, you can connect with the higher beings if you want, like angels, masters, and higher energies. Now, if people who don't believe in any of these, we can say that you are simply connecting to good energy or higher vibration. Through sleep itself, you may be able to generate a lot of good karma. You may be able to connect with many higher beings, but for that to happen, you should not carry your lower desires into the higher worlds. Many people, even in the name of spirituality, get into unnecessary drugs or many wrong practices. Through all that, they damage not only their physical body, they damage most of their bodies. The reality is, if we sleep properly itself, we can connect with the higher worlds. But even for that, there are certain laws. As I said earlier, violent emotions like anger, fear, hatred, greed, jealousy, all these things should be released before you sleep. All such thought forms should be removed from your system as much as possible. And if you can do some kind of cleansing, like chakra cleansing or similar practices before, like great invocation. In pranic healing, we have soul affirmation. That is even better. The main thing is, don't go to bed with hatred. It deeply disturbs your astral body or emotional body. And hatred affects it very badly. But one of the highest damaging emotion is jealousy. According to esoteric teachings, if you sleep with jealousy or similar thought form, it can completely disturb and pollute your emotional body. So when you sleep at night with these negative emotions, just think about it. From the time you sleep until the time you wake up in the morning, it may be 6 to 8 hours. These negative emotions may be disturbing your astral body, or it's just killing your emotional body. So always go to sleep with a prayer, because if you prepare yourself properly, this process called sleep can take you directly into a spiritual experience. You may receive a lot of wisdom, goodness, and higher teachings. Teachings from the original source can enter your aura and chakras and your consciousness. You may even come into direct contact with the higher beings. But understand this, those beings carry a very high level of spiritual power and spiritual value. So to reach that level of power, we also need to be properly cleansed. So if you reach the presence of such a good teacher or holy master, they may teach you about enlightenment, about spirituality. They may teach you about the laws of the universe. They may even give you clarity about the problems you are experiencing in your life. You may receive things like this. And that's why sometimes when you wake up in the morning, you may not remember anything. But later that day, maybe in the afternoon, suddenly something may strike you. An idea may suddenly come. Maybe you are standing under the shower and suddenly it flashes. The idea may actually be an information you received while you were asleep in the previous night. It comes back to you as a spark, as a flash in your mind. So when you connect with such higher groups, you might develop a tendency to share spiritual teachings. You may be inspired to live a sacrificial life. You may feel called to help others. It may be through knowledge, through charity, through goodwill kind of service. In that way, a complete conscious shift can happen within you, because their presence is not an ordinary thing. For that, you need proper meditation and practices. There are also many techniques for this. The main idea is to make sure that your consciousness does not cut off. Right now, while we are in the physical body, we are very conscious. When we are asleep, the consciousness should still remain. After that, we reach an astral body. Then when we shift from the astral body to the mental body, that is where a lot of this knowledge actually comes from. The mental body has two sides. There is a side with a negative shade and with a positive shade. On the negative side, there are specific areas connected to your overthinking, negative thought forms, similar patterns. But if you enter the good side, the positive side of the mental body, you can receive a lot of information like this. And if your consciousness remains active while you are in the mental body, that is what esoteric teachings call continuity of consciousness. If you are able to keep that continuity active, the information you receive, your spiritual knowledge, and even your spiritual power can move to a completely different level. Because some knowledge, especially esoteric knowledge, cannot be understood by simply reading the books. You may become confused about where to turn, where to move, and how to navigate it. So for those things to really click, we need the presence of the higher beings. We need that psychic energy. Only then does the bulb light up. Now, how to develop this connection is even more complicated subject. What I have explained here is probably the maximum simplified version of these esoteric teachings, because this is connected to the concepts of Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, and similar teachings from the Vedas and Upanishads. It's full of information. So as I said, how to keep your consciousness from getting cut off, how to keep it active is actually a tougher subject to explain and convince people about that. So watch this video and let me know your response in the comments. If you want to learn the techniques and the knowledge to increase the continuity of consciousness, just tell me in the comments, because this is connected to what is called the Antakarna or rainbow bridge. You can search about in Google. The main idea is building that bridge. If you build it properly, you can experience this continuity of consciousness in a very beautiful way. These are extremely esoteric topics. So honestly, I am still confused whether I should even make a video about these things. Let me see your response. You tell me. So now you can tell me in the comments. Have you ever had a dream where you woke up inside another dream? Have you ever received a sudden idea after sleep? Have you ever felt that your dreams were more real than normal life? If you want me to take a deeper video on this continuity of consciousness, Andakarna and Rainbow Bridge, comment continue below. If we have enough people ready for this depth, we will definitely go for the deeper teachings. See you in the next video. Take care.